Done. नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। लेट्स ऑल चैंट हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरेर्नाम हरेर्नामेव केवलम, कलौ नास्तेव 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 गतिरन्यथा, नाम बहुड़ा निज सर्वशक्ति, तत्रातिपानियमिता स्मरणेन काला, एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि, दुर्दैवमीदृशं इह जानेऽनुरागः, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Do a small kirtan. Please repeat after me loudly, enthusiastically. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Gopi Vallabha Radha Gopi Vallabha Radhe, Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe, Jaya Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadra, जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भाव तुम्हें। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भाव तुम्हें। गौरनिताय 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 जय गौरनिताय। पतिता पवाना पतिता पवाना पतिता पवाना गौर हरि। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव। निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। निताय गौर हरि बोल। गौर हरि बोल। श्री 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 राधा कृष्ण की जय। श्री संकटहरण हनुमान जी की जय। ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। निताय गौर हरि प्रेमानंदे। हरि हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं। श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। प्लीज रिपीट आफ्टर मी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। The voice should at least go till hallmark. Okay? ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपः कुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे। नमो महाबदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गौ ब्राह्मणाहिताय च जगद्दिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामीनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। कुं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं श्रीपरमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। ओम पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थं गतोऽपि वा यत्स्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्ष सभ्याभ्यन्तरं शुचे। श्रीविष्णु श्रीविष्णु श्रीविष्णु। हरे कृष्ण। Thank you Prabhuji, Vamsi Prabhu for coming. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Thank you Prabhuji. I'm very grateful. Sudhakar Prabhu, pasal padkunara ala lesu vachesara. Prabhuji was with us till almost 10 o'clock, 9 till 11 o'clock actually, right? Hare Krishna. What a festival it was yesterday. How many here could come yesterday? Hari Bol, yeah. Some of you could not, but I'll post the video. Let's see. It was unbelievable, the view when all the deities at once came. Everybody were awestruck. How beautiful is God.
Wonderful, Prabhu.
Yes. Our festivals are like that. India is great because we have festivals. Other countries create festivals. They keep to ghostly faces and say this Halloween. That's not a festival. It's a created festival, right? Or they throw some toys here and there and they search for it and they name it a festival, right? But we have real festivals. Festival means that which connects us to God. But today's topic is, does God exist? Right? So second session of SSR is, does God exist? So how many here feel that God exists? Lift your hand. You're not sure? That's okay. Today's session is that. We need somebody to tell. See, one sadhu was called to a place, and with great difficulty they found him. And with great difficulty they brought the crowd also. In Kali Yuga, doctor runs behind the patient doesn't come. So you can see so many buildings are there. How many are here? Hardly, 30, 40, Maybe together 100, 200. That's all, isn't it? Because people are not that intelligent. They don't want to know why they have taken birth. They are busy after 4 activities. What are the 4 activities? Ahara, Nidra, Bhayamaitunam. Isn't it? That's all they are busy with. And they think that is life. But that is not life. Life is when we actually question, does God exist? It's an important question to question. Vedas don't deal with subject which, Vedas don't hesitate to deal with the subject called does God exist. Many other religions, if you go and say, does God exist, they'll cut your neck. There is no discussion, right? But in Vedas, in Sanatan Dharma, we have every right to discuss does God exist? And unhesitantly we should ask this question. Our children are going to ask this question. So once they found this sadhu and arranged a big crowd, and the sadhu was told, okay, tell about God. So the moment the sadhu came, he asked, does God exist? And everybody lifted their hand. He said, if you all know God exists, then what is there for me to speak? He went away. Immediately the organizer, hey, what is this organizer? Like, with great difficulty we brought you here. Then they again organized the program. They told that crowd, this time if you ask that question, what you should say?
No.
Doesn't exist. So then the sadhu came. This time organizer thinking, abhi kya karega? So does God exist? Nobody lifted the hand. So he said, if you don't believe in God, what will I speak about God? He went away. Organizers were like, this is nonsense, we're trying so much effort we are putting. This fellow is doing all these tantrums. Then they told the crowd, the third time, they told, half of you people tell God exists. Half of people tell God doesn't exist. They called that sadhu again. Abhi kya karega dekhenge. He said, does God exist? Half the people lifted, half the people did not exist. So he said, you don't believe, they believe. You tell them, why should I come here? He went again. He said, does God exist? Actually, it's like a cat on the wall situation. We think he exists, sometimes we doubt whether he exists or not. Right? That was my situation. At my young age, I used to suddenly look back, thinking, maybe he's standing behind me. I can't see him. Some doubt I had that he exists or he doesn't exist. Something is going on, right? I can't see him, I can't feel him. And science says that we should only see, then only we should believe, right? When we touch only, we should believe. So for all of you who are saying that God exists, let me ask some questions, you try to answer. That will tell me whether you actually believe in God or not. I don't know if you can see it there, but that's okay. Today's session is going to be little, does projector exist? Or it doesn't exist, I don't know. Right? So some fundamental questions. Why so many rituals? What is the use? Just focus on God. One fellow from block 3 of Mayamatar will come. He'll come and, why you are doing all these things? Focus on God, focus undale. Even enduku. What is your answer? What will you answer? Will you answer or just say, okay, Haribol? Why you are doing all these things? Why so many rituals? Yes, Prabhuji? Huh? Anna? Go pass it on.
Yeah.
Just focus on God is the question.
Focus kosame ivanni cheyali Prabhu.
Focus kosame ivanni cheyali. Isn't it? Yes, Prabhu, you want to say something?
Why do you want to go to college? Why don't you even prepare yourself? Why do you even go to college?
Now they'll sit online. Just focus on God. Why do you have to go anywhere? I'm not going to answer this question. I'm going to create first doubts.
The notion of the God is different for every person.
Yeah, so this notion people will go right side, this notion go left side. But why are you going? Just sit at home, just focus on God. God is there everywhere. Isn't God there everywhere? Then why are you coming to temple? God is in temple only. Huh? How many children have this question? Poddune this question Sunday morning. I was nicely sleeping. Huh? Huh? We have these questions, right? Yeah, sit down. Prabhupada and Mataji, our Sanatan Dharma is in danger because we don't have answers for these questions. We know a lot of mantras, tantras, mudras, but we don't have fundamental knowledge. And how do we answer? Are we convinced, first of all? Science of Self-Realization course is to solidify us. And every person who is attending here second time, who is attending second time? Lift your hand. Okay. After 6 months, you have to conduct classes here. So attentively here. Second time is the revision time. Third time is execution time. Now you are thinking, why did I lift my hand? If we don't save our country, who will save our country? Someone from Pakistan will come and teach science of self-realization? Right? All these people sitting in those buildings, their children will become atheists. Their children become atheists. You know what they'll do? When such program is happening, they'll come and hold a dharna here saying, you don't need to do all these things, you will stop religion. Are you seeing such people? 50% people are sitting in Telegram. You can see them. You post anything about God, immediately they'll say, hey, what are you doing? Secular. I'm secular. Chappu is going to tell around. Take a chappal and beat these fellows. You know, they're a burden on the country. Right? Today, anybody can come and occupy our country because we ourselves are giving our country. Take it. Isn't it? We should have answers for these questions. There are many questions like that. Children will ask, do people go to God because they are afraid? That if you don't go to God, he'll do something? I have 20 gods in the house. ఇక్కడి నుంచి ఇక్కడ మొత్తం ఫోటోలు భగవంతుడు ఎవరో తెలియదు. ఎందుకు లేనిపోయిన డిస్ప్యూట్? Why should I ask unnecessarily who is God? This fellow will get angry on that fellow. Better remove the agarbatti. Samma తిప్పుడు అవునా కదా? 10 ఫోటోలు 10 కొబ్బరికాయలు. ఒక్కరు తగ్గినా మళ్ళీ ప్రాబ్లం. అవునా కదా? సోమవారం శివుడు, మంగళవారం ఆంజనేయులు. ఆయనను కూడా స్ప్లిట్ చేసి పడేసిండు. పాపం రోజు వచ్చేటోడు, ఇప్పుడు మంగళవారం ఆగలడు. ఇంటికి ఆంజనేయ సమస్య ఏం రోజు చూసి రాలేదా? వాట్ ఇస్ దిస్? వాట్ ఆర్ యు డూయింగ్? ఈ వారం వచ్చేయండి. రైట్? అట్లా స్ప్లిట్టింగ్ అన్నమాట. మధ్యలో మళ్ళీ బాబాలు, అమ్మలు, అదో వెరైటీ, ఇంకా కొత్త వెరైటీ. రైట్? సో నమ్మకం లేదు. See, what problem is we don't have, sorry Prabhu, Telugu is coming. Natural flow comes out, you know. When Prabhuji is preparing slides, Sri Gopal Prabhu, he is going to bring in Hindi. Hindi will aane wale sessions, right? So the point is, are we afraid of God? That's why we believe in God. So there is some power. Yedo power unnadi. 240 watts. Cheyi pedte galipoddi. Haath lagane se jal jayega. That is God. If you ask people, what is God? That sunlight is God. Sunlight is God. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I am sun and moon are my two eyes. But is that God? Or is it God's energy? Right? Are we confusing something here? Let's go to the next question. Is it cowardly for anyone to go to God when they are worried? Meaning if you are worried something wrong is going, then you go to God, that means you are a coward. People say like that, you know. Be bold, do things yourself. Just do it. Right? These are the words. Why are you going to God? This is what children are asking. Are there two gods? One who created us and one whom we created. This God you only created. Na? You only, somebody came and, crafted Hanumanji here and they kept that stone here. You're believing in stone. You people are worshipping stones. You people are worshipping metal. Is that God? Muslims say there is no form to God. And anybody who is worshipping form, ko kaat dalo. Right? Khatam karo. Kafiron ko khatam karo. And we are tolerating that also. Right? Because we don't know whether the stone is God or not. I don't know. In that Sholay movie, Dharmender stands behind the stone. And he speaks to Hema Malini. I don't know if you remember that. मेरे से शादी होगा हाँ भगवान बात कर रहा है. Right? We expect the stone to talk to us. If the stone is talking, that is God. One sadhu fellow will come, big beard, big cap. He'll tell, this stone, this is my Atmalingam stone. Take it, 2 lakh rupees. Atmalingam, dandam pettu. Right? This is what people are doing. Blind belief without any idea. Is stone God? Or God is stone? Or God is in stone? Or stone is in God? Idea unda leda? Are you becoming uncomfortable? It's good to become uncomfortable. Before we become uncomfortable there, it's better to become uncomfortable here. We should get these answers. Right? By the end of the session, we'll answer all these answers today. God who made us completely unknowable to us? Meaning, is he such a person that cannot be known? భగవంతుడు తెలుగు అర్థం కదండి, వద్దు అవన్నీ ఎందుకండి ఆ టాపిక్. వై డూ యూ వాంట్ టు డిస్కస్ అబౌట్ గాడ్? యూ కాంట్ అండర్స్టాండ్ గాడ్. గాడ్ ఈస్ సో గ్రేట్, యూ కాంట్ అండర్స్టాండ్. గాడ్ ఈస్ unknowable. Is he like that? If he is unknowable, why will he give Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Puranas, Itihasas? Why will he give all these things? He wants us to know. He wants us to know. He's coming to your doorstep saying, please know about me. Right? It's not like that. Is religion made by God man or by God himself? Who made religion? God made religion? People made religion. We are not sure on this. Huh? What is religion? What is the meaning of religion? Religion అంటే ఏంటి? అంబికా అగరబత్తి రిలీజనా? ఏంటి రిలీజన్ అంటే? వాట్ ఈస్ రిలీజన్? దట్ విచ్ టీచెస్ యూ టు లవ్ గాడ్, దట్ ఈస్ రిలీజన్. దట్స్ ఆల్. దట్ విచ్ టీచెస్ యూ టు లవ్ గాడ్. అండ్ వాట్ డస్ రిలీజన్ ఇంక్లూడ్? రిచువల్స్. And what is ritual mean? Blind belief. No, ritual is not blind belief. When you are respectful towards somebody, how do you show that respect? Namaskaram. This is ritual. This is ritual. When you come to temple, what do you bring for God? Flowers? Fruits? That is ritual. Right? We bring coconuts. That is ritual. We wear nice clothes, new clothes on festival days. That is ritual, isn't it? When a boy loves a girl, he gives a rose flower. That's a ritual. If he gives a pumpkin, that's not a ritual. Right? Ritual means time-proven practices which have shown results. Simple. Time-proven practices. Over a period of time, they have been performed and they have shown results. They have changed consciousness. And these practices are also given by God only. They are also given by God only. Right? Religion is created by God. Religion is created by God. We have to follow that. According to the practice, we have to follow. But today, people are creating their own religion. That's another problem. New religions are coming. New religion. New religion. All nonsense religions people are creating. But actual religion, Krishna himself has created. Why we have to create it? Is there a need to manufacture any new religion? No need. If you manufacture new religion, it will not work. What will work is what God has given. Right? Templates. Spirituality is consciousness. Religion is the rituals that will take you to that consciousness. Right? Spirituality means what? Spirituality means I am soul. I am not this body. So you lead a life like that. You lead a life that thinking that I am not this body, I am soul. Your decisions in life should be like that. Right? Should I go to my friend's birthday party on Sunday morning? No, because there is one person sitting near temple every Sunday morning reminding me that I am not this body, I am the soul. So my priority is that. My relatives are coming Sunday morning. No, don't come. వచ్చి చేసింది ఏం లేదు, మధ్యాహ్నం రా. Come afternoon. Or you come here. అక్కడ రాము. ఎందుకు వస్తున్నావు మరి? ఇంట్లో ఉండు. Because for me, spirituality is priority. Do we prioritize or no? If you get cancer and you have to go for a chemotherapy appointment and your boss says, tomorrow morning attend conference call, what will you tell him? పోరా నీ కాన్ఫరెన్స్ కాల్ నువ్వు. I have to go for chemo, I will die if I don't go for chemotherapy. I have cancer. Will you say that or no? Or you will tell your boss, chemotherapy kya bhaad mein, I am your sincere, Will you tell like that? This satsang is what? Radiation and chemotherapy is going on. You can see the sunrise, right? We are all diseased. We need treatment every single week. Heavy dose we need. Right? So, religion gives rituals which are given by God, and spirituality is a consciousness. Coming to satsang is a ritual. Conducting satsang in house is a ritual. These are all rituals. And we should do these rituals so that By doing so, chanting is a ritual. Singing kirtans is a ritual, right? These are all time-proven techniques which have shown clear results. As simple as that, right? So, beauty of a religion is so many rituals it has given, festivals it has given, that if you simply celebrate all festivals properly, we celebrate, you will become spiritual. That is the greatness of our, of Sanatan Dharma. Just Ram Navami, Hanuman Jayanti, Janmashtami, Gaura Purnima, right? Narsinga Chaturdashi, Deepavali, Dasara, Sankranti. Every month you have some great festival. Just celebrate 12 festivals in a year, understanding the meaning of that festival in the proper way, you will become spiritual. There is no extraordinary effort needed. And I'll tell you one more amazing thing. Speak your mother tongue. You will become spiritual. In the language itself, religion is hidden. In the language itself. Right? In Hindi, what do you say? 51? 52? Bhavan. Means what? After 50, go to 1. It's there inside. 1 is already there. Right? 80 को क्या बोलते? 81? 81. 82? 82. Sannyasi. After 75, take sannyas. It's there in the words itself. Everywhere, our religion, our entire dharma is hidden in the words itself. Just use the mother tongue. Right? Unfortunately, due to some evil omen, I went to America. And my children are also gone to America. They're struggling to learn Telugu. But I'm sure when they go to college, they will learn one day. Otherwise, they would have been talking so nice Telugu. Manchi Telugulo maatladevaru. Actually, to preach also, if you speak in Telugu, it touches your heart, pierces your heart. Because, like Subbarao Prabhu is doing there. Right? You should hear in mother tongue. We preach in English because what to do? There is a mix of crowd and people think it's fashionable if English class is going on. English God has come. Still converted Britishers. Anyway. Why are we not born with religion stamped on us? When I have taken birth, there is no religion. I am a Hindu, I am a Muslim, I am a Christian. If you are saying that I am a Hindu Muslim, why is it not stamped? Right? Who asked this question? One Mr. Khan, Amir Khan, asked this question. He never answered. That fellow doesn't know the answer. He only wants to create atheism. These questions are, he doesn't have the guts to ask this question standing in a mosque. That fellow will stand in a temple and ask these questions. This is the hypocrisy. And the people in the mosque don't have answers for this. Their religion is very simple. Kasak, finish. There is no discussion. There is no discussion. Right? But we discuss. Because our religion is like that. Our hearts are like that. Right? We should be fortunate that we have taken birth in India, in Bharatvarsha, and we are part of Sanatan Dharma, that we can sit and discuss any question. One Muslim in France, there was a Muslim, born and brought up. He went to mosque, and there he was sitting, and one person was saying, Allah is the controller of everything. Allah is everything everything is coming from Allah, like that he was saying. This fellow got it out. He asked, does stool also come from Allah? Is Allah there in stool also? Stool, right? We go to morning. Now, is that a bad question? Anybody here? Question is never bad. Answer can be bad. Logical question. God is there everywhere. Is God in stool also? That fellow was kicked out of the mosque. पकड़ के उसको बाहर फेंक दिया. How dare you speak like this about Allah? Next time you speak, only your head will speak, body will not be there. Khatam. That is religion. That's not God created religion. That is fanatic religion created to convert people, that's all. So that fellow got totally, scared. Actual Islam is there, right? Good Islam is also there. It's not like, but some people are using it like a tool for doing atrocities and torture on others. So this fellow was thrown outside, and then he was thinking, what nonsense, what wrong did I ask? I wanted to ask, is God there in everything? Is God is there in that also? And then he thought, okay, you know what, go hell to it, I'll go and have a drink today. So he went to a bar. He started drinking there. Evening, midnight, he drank. He forgot, he went to a toilet and he doped in the toilet. He fell down. He slept. And by the time he came out 2 o'clock, they closed the bar, everybody left. So he and the bar is left. So he was completely in the bar, just slept like that only. He didn't know where to go, whom to knock. He said, okay, tomorrow morning they'll open. Early morning, one ray of sun, it came through some funnel in the roof and it fell onto place. It's a true story. And there was a book lying there. There was an old magazine lying there, thin magazine. And the magazine, then he went, what is this papers? So he went there, he lifted that book. And the topic, the article topics they write, right? Main topics that are covered by the book, like a magazine they write, right? There it was mentioned, God is in stool also. वो पूरा उतर गया उसका. God is in stool, that is the topic. And who wrote that topic? A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And the magazine name is Back to Godhead. Right? So somebody gave that magazine, some devotee gave that magazine to one fellow. That fellow came, threw it in the bar and left. He did not want to read it. But when he read it, he was shocked. God is everywhere, God is in stool also. Then he started saying, how can God be in stool? Stool is such a bad thing. Then it was explained. God is there in his three energies. Antarangika Shakti, Bahirangika Shakti, Tatastha Shakti. Internal energy, marginal energy, external energy. Internal energy is we Jiva Tattvas, souls, spiritual world. External energy are these elements. Right? All the mud, rocks, matter. Tatastha Shakti is Jivas who choose to be away from God. They can come back to God, they can go to God. We are all of us. We can stand inside the water, outside the water. It's our choice. You want to go back to God or you want to stay here in this material world? It's our choice. So there are three energies. So what is stool? External energy. It's God's energy. So is God in stool also? Yes and no. That is his energy. Right? Energetic and energy are two different things. Energetic is the one who has energy. Energy is coming from the energetic. When he read this, wow, what an explanation. How come I was not told this answer anywhere else? Because people don't have these answers. Is it logical what you heard just now? Is God in everything? Yes, God is in everything. Is everything coming from God? Yes, everything is coming from God. But is that God? No. That is energy of God. There is God, there is energetic, and there is energy. So this person, when he read that answer, then he went to the last page and he saw there is a stamp of the temple in France. He said, I want to go and ask more questions. So he went to the temple. He's a Muslim, but he went to the temple. And he asked more questions. How does God look like? What does he do? Can I talk to him? Can I meet him? What is his address? Right? How can I experience him in life? What is his message to me? How does he want me to lead my life? All these questions he asked. And they gave all the taka. They did not just like that tell. From shlokas, direct reference. They spoke from scriptures. That's one of the best thing about ISKCON, is that we don't speak whatever we want. We speak everything with proof. That is what is needed today. If some fellow with big dadi or without dadi, big cap or shaved head, whatever kind of sadhu comes to you, ask him, where are you speaking from? That situation has come to India now. Indians have to stop nonsense, fake gurus coming into our lives. The only way to stop is, where is Shastra? Kidhar se baat kar rahe? Nothing wrong to ask. We don't want your 22 grams to speak in your head. We want Bhagavad Gita to speak. We want Bhagavatam to speak. We want reference. Prabhu, you are telling that God owns everything. What is the reference? 10th chapter, 8th shloka. Aham sarvasva prabho matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhujante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Here is the proof. God gives memory. Yes, matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. He gives remembrance, forgetfulness also. Everything we speak has to be backed up with a shloka. Otherwise, shut your mouth and get lost. I don't want Babas, Ammas. I don't want unnecessary gurus. I want scriptures. The day Indians turn to scriptures, all their religion will be thrown out of the gate. One producer wanted to make money. He knew how to make money. Indians are sentimental fellows, right? Make a movie through which you can make nice money. In 1988, he thought that idea. 2000, I think 1990, Gulshan Kumar told, I'll make that movie. Because he also started T-series. Let us make a movie that will fetch more and more money. So they created a movie. They named a goddess who doesn't exist. Right? They named a goddess who doesn't exist. In Mukkoti Devatas, the reference is not there. They made her the sister of Ganeshi. Ganeshi also doesn't know he's a sister. Right? And immediately Anuradha Podwal sang songs. And the cassettes got released. Temples got opened. In Koti there is one temple. Santoshima. Is there Santoshima? Unnada? Santoshima anno oka devata unnada? पार्वती लक्ष्मी अंदर కలిసిపోతే ఇష్టమా सबको मिला खिचड़ी करने से संतोषी माँ बाहर आएगी कौन है संतोषी माँ किधर है शास्त्र में बताओ किधर है संतोषी माँ हम शास्त्र नहीं जानते तो जानो इफ यू डोंट नो शास्त्र लर्न शास्त्र नो व्हाट इज रॉन्ग विद वर्शिप संतोषी माँ वर्शिप कोको कोला माँ पेप्सी माँ गोल्ड स्पॉट माँ लिम्का माँ माजा माँ करो मजा what will you get if you do that? Nothing will come out. You worship Parvati Ma, yes she exists, her name is there, right? Worship Durga Ma, her name is there. Kali Ma, she is there. Santoshi Ma Orande, T-series cassettes came out. That producer did not think this will happen. He thought I'll get money. That fellow was saying, temples are coming out. He came to the media. He told, no, wait a second, the story was written, but shut your mouth. Already it is sold. And a fellow opened a website also. Santoshima Vratam. And there are ladies who do that. They force some gents also to do. Right? Dinottu is Santoshima Vratam. There is no Santoshima. I am sorry. If somebody is here, Dandam Bedta, Mane Andi. Yen Raj Baitki. Nothing will come out. कोई संतोषिमा नहीं है. टाइम पास चल रहा है यहाँ पे. समझ रहे हो? अब ये बात अगर मैं बताऊंगा, if I tell this thing, is it a wrong thing to tell? No. It's not a wrong thing to tell. We should learn. We're not blind believers. We have some proof to believe some things. And we are going to do, and we're not faith breakers also. But we have to tell the truth, na? Tomorrow so many ammas will go. One amma is hugging. Every day and night she is hugging. Hugging amma. Akado botaru. One fellow, absconded to island. My favorite comedian. Right? That fellow is also God now. Can you believe my friend's friend is a dead follower of that fellow, diehard follower. His children also are dedicated for that fellow. There are people who believe nonsense. And that is the reason we are made fun of. That is the reason people are thinking, does God exist? Unnada. We'll just a doubt. Unnada. You seen his recent video? Fancy dress competition? Huh? Muttam alankar neskone. You must be laughing. There are people worshipping. And puja kuda chestunaru kontamandi.
Stop sun also, Prabhuji.
Huh?
He will stop sun also if
I delayed Sandhya Vandanam. Sun did not come. That fellow has cataracts, he can't see. Sun already came. But look at what he's saying. Look at what he's saying. మా ఇంట్లో విభూతి పడ్డది మీట పడ్డదా విభూతి పడ్డదా गिरा वो वाइट कलर पाउडर हमारे फोटो से निकल रहा है तुम्हारे फोटो से नहीं निकल रहा है ये भगवान है मेरे घर में भगवान है तेरे घर में भगवान नहीं है This is religion. I am telling you, our children are seeing all this nonsense. And one day they will tell, Podra naina, nee vibhuti nee bhagavantuni దగ్గర ఉంచుకో रखो अपने भगवान को अपने पास ऐसी अगर ये भगवान है नहीं चाहिए मेरे को भगवान right some topics are sensitive but they have to be spoken if you want to save Sanatan Dharma otherwise this Dharma will go for a toss isn't it did we create God Did God create us? God created us. Aham bija pradapitah. I am the seed-giving father of everything, every living entity. It is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. But we are also creating new seeds. Right? Why do different religions have different rituals? Somebody is doing like this, somebody is doing like this, somebody is doing like this. Why do different religions have different rituals? Because according to time, place and circumstance, those rituals are introduced in different parts of the world. Can I do Hare Krishna like this? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Can I do like this, like a Muslim, sitting like Hare Krishna, Hare? I can do. There is nothing wrong. They are all respectful procedures. Can I kneel down in the temple like a Christian and do Hare Krishna mantra? No problem, you can do it. They are rituals to make you humble. Our doors in our houses in villages were very short because you had to bend and go inside because you become humble. Not that they did not have wood. They could have made big doors. But they kept doors short because every time you go, you bend and go inside. Every time you come outside, you bend and come outside. So somebody has come outside, he wants to beat you. You want to beat him. You are going out. How will you go? You will go see like this. Immediately humility. Nuve gotra naina. You only beat me. I have already become humble. That is our culture. Right? We even treat enemy, we even respect the enemy when he comes to our house. What a culture. But that enemy now is converting our country into his country. So there is a problem. We respected all these fellows when they came. The Christians, the Mohammedans, when they came, we just respected because that is our nature. That is Sanatana Dharma. We respected them. And now also we are respecting them. But now we have to save our home. Right? So are we going to go and fight with them? No, we don't need to fight with them. They are too small in number even today. We have to become proper devotees. We have to become proper devotees. Let them do what they are doing. We have to learn who is God. Does God exist? With full clarity. Tomorrow our children will ask, Bhavantudu unnada? Unnadu. Prove. Here is the proof. I am going to tell you what is the proof. Right? Are different religions like different companies with their gods as different products? One fellow asked this question. అంటే నువ్వు ఈ కంపెనీ, నువ్వు రామ్ కంపెనీ, నువ్వు కృష్ణ కంపెనీ, రైట్, నువ్వు వెంకటేశ్వర కంపెనీ, and your product is different. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. If you read Vedas properly, you're trained, you'll understand who is Bhagavan and who are Devatas. There is a difference. Right? There is Devatas, there is Bhagavan, there is Jiva, there is Ishvara, there is expansions, avatars. How many avatars are there? How to declare anybody as an avatar? Am I avatar here? How many are convinced? Am I avatar? కొంచెం విభూతి ఎక్కడ ఉంటే ఇద్దరు మూడు కన్విన్స్ అయిపోయేటోళ్ళు. అవతార్. I'm not an avatar. I'm a joker sitting here trying to learn Krishna consciousness. I'm not any avatar. But what is she doing with your head? You are making new avatar? Stone avatar? Hare Krishna. Does a stone smeared with color powder become God? No, we don't worship stone. If you worship stone, in your house we will not keep tiles are stone only, right? You are walking on the tiles, right? Are you worshipping each tile? Jumping on one tile and worshipping next. We don't worship tiles. Kajaria we don't worship. We worship that stone which is carved as per the scriptures. Vigraha should be carved exactly like it is mentioned in the Shastra. Not whichever way you want. Ganeshji is holding like Bahubali like this. Poor Ganeshji, he never wanted to hold all those things. They are making him play cricket also, tennis also. Right? Whatever you want to do with Ganeshji. The other day I saw Sai Baba sitting, Ganeshji sitting in the lap. Ganeshji, ikkada కూర్చోబెట్టారు ఆయన గణేష్ పెడుతుంది. ఈయనోవరు, నేనోవరు, right? That is the situation. You can do anything today. Plaster of Paris, you can do anything. Right? And that is God. That is my conception of God. I like somebody, I'll make him into God. When God can hear our prayers everywhere, why do we need to go to a temple? By the way, when God is there everywhere, why do you have to come to a temple? Water is everywhere. Why do you need a bottle? Simple, right? I can't eat water. I can't drink water like that. I drink water like this. Isn't it? Air is there everywhere. Water is there everywhere. But you still need a tap from which you have to take the water. You need a temple to access God. God is there everywhere. But to connect with God, you go to a temple, serve. God is giving an opportunity. Coming as Archa Vigraha, He is giving an opportunity to serve. People go and they offer their bhoga. Right? They offer prasadam. That becomes prasadam. Then you honor that prasadam. Right? There is a whole science behind it. With love, when you do things, the taste in the food increases. Isn't it true? How many have eaten your mother's made food? Is it more tasty than your wife making? Disputed question. It is. Mother is always mother. Of course, Shastra says wife is also a mother. Right? Wife plays all different roles. But mother is still a mother. Right? And the wife also is a mother of a child. It's different. Right? And the prayer, the consciousness with which she cooks makes it tasty. In the same way, when you cook with lot of devotion, yesterday that Karthik Prabhu, cooks for us. He chants 16 rounds every day and it does all the cooking. Yesterday he cooked for 400 people. You know how big is his house? Half the size of this carpet. And in that place he's cooking everything, right? Literally slept at 12 o'clock in the night somehow. And today morning I woke him up. Yaad hai na, subah class. Say, oh yes, Prabhuji, sab ho jayega, don't worry. But devotion is cooking. What is the difference between any cook cooking and him cooking? He's a devotee. And when a devotee cooks, he cooks for the pleasure of God and the pleasure of devotees. Right? And it is offered to Krishna. He has a nice Krishna picture and a small murti in the house. He offers it there. We told Sunday morning he offer it there. And when it is offered there, we bring it here and we offer it to Hanumanji. Because Hanumanji is a great devotee of Lord Ram, Lord Krishna. If you go and directly give to Hanumanji, what will he do? Ramji khaye. Did Ram have it? No, I will not have it. I will not have it. Unless you give it to Ram, I will only eat Ram's prasad. I will not eat, anything you give me. Is it a wrong thing for Hanumanji? No. You go to, how many years went to Jagannath Puri? Lift your hand. Hari Bol. So in Jagannath temple, the prasad first goes to Sri Jagannath. Krishna. Jagannath is Krishna. So he honors the prasad. He eats 56 items 8 times in a day. Nothing less. 8 times in a day, 56 items. He counts. 56, kidhar hai? 55. And whatever he eats, it goes to a bazaar called Anand Bazaar inside the temple. Anand Bazaar is only prasadam. You can go there, they'll keep on serving prasadam. It is explained even before he cleans his hands. Next set is coming. Right? And they are so happy serving the prasad to Jagannath. And Jagannath eats, becomes like, ekdam maza karte Jagannath. Right? And then after Jagannath eats, the prasad goes to Bakula Devi. No, Bimala Devi. Bimala Devi. Who is Bimala Devi? Who is Bimala Devi? Parvati. How come it is going to Parvati? Because once Narad Muni, he went to see Lord Krishna, Jagannath. He saw Narad Muni saw Jagannath, he was dancing in ecstasy. And then he got prasadam of Jagannath. And he took that prasad, he ate the prasadam and he honored and he started dancing crazy. He became crazy after eating the prasad. The pure love of God came into him. He is already a pure devotee. He started dancing everywhere. And one person who runs the whole material world suddenly saw this fellow dancing. Who is this? Why is he dancing? Narad Muni, why are you dancing? Who is that who saw? Lord Shiva. Narad Muni, why are you dancing like this? And Narad Muni is like a brother to Lord Shiva actually. They both are children of Brahma. They appeared so. I just now had Jagannath Prasad. Then immediately Lord Shiva said, where is my share? Pura diya kha liya. Where is my share? Then Narad Muni like, I don't know, I ate everything, whatever I got. Then Lord Shiva said, bring your hands. So Narad Muni brought his hands. Lord Shiva pressed the nails of Narad Muni, and whatever was prasad stuck inside the nails came out. He made a ball out of it and he ate. Jagannath Prasad, and he started doing Tandav Nritya. Untimely Tandav Nritya. Whole material started shaking. Immediately Parvati Ma, hey, what are you doing? You can't do Tandav whenever you want. Aisa nahi hai, there is a timing. You can't do like that. Then immediately he said, okay. But why are you doing Tandav? I got Jagannath Prasad. Where is my share? Patidev, where is my share? कहाँ है? ये भी नहीं है. It's not even there in the fingers. खा लिया. And immediately she became angry. How can you do this? I am your Ardhangini. 50% is mine. Where is my share? And immediately Jagannath spoke to Parvati Ma. Mama, don't worry. Husband and wife, don't fight. I'll resolve it. For the rest of eternity, whenever I have my prasad, you will be the first person to receive the share. Parvati Ma, even today, she receives the first share of prasadam that comes out of Jagannath temple. And after Parvati Ma eats, then Lord Shiva gets his share. Of course, both of them are there together. And then all the devatas, one by one devata, the prasad goes. This is the science of God. We are not differentiating. We are not saying gods are, different. No, gods are all there. But there is one supreme God also. His name is Krishna. Right? He is the God of gods. See how beautifully Prabhupada translated the meaning of God. The supreme personality of Godhead. Nobody can imagine translating God like that, the way Prabhupada translated. Because he knows Indian problems. First of all, Nirakara, Nirguna, there is nothing, another problem. So he said supreme person. God is a person. He is a supreme person. He is not tubelite. God is a person. एक व्यक्ति है. And that person is Godhead. He is the head of all gods. The supreme personality of Godhead. Right? So like that. So we go to a temple for a reason. Can we not ask questions on faith openly? Why do some people become offended when you ask questions? Like that Muslim, he asked a question and he got his answers in ISKCON temple, and he has become a devotee, a full-time devotee, and is there in France. Even right now, he can go to Paris temple, he will be giving Bhagavatam lecture. That person who got drunk, who saw the magazine, he learned, today is a very, very senior Vaishnav. Everything can change just when you get in access with God's knowledge. Right? Okay, why does God not respond to our prayers? Huh? Does God respond to our prayers? Yes or no? Really? Every time he responds? He responds every time, but his response is not what you expected. Right? God doesn't give you what you want, God gives you what you need. Right? Otherwise, हम लोग तो पागल हो जाएंगे, isn't it? Just imagine tomorrow morning, if God starts fulfilling all our desires, what will happen to this world? Just imagine, all 50 of you here, if suddenly God fulfills all your desires, what will happen? Chaos, isn't it? 2 blocks will fall. Block 3 and 7 will fall. Because one fellow in block 8 is looking, nonsense blocks. The block itself will fall. Because that fellow desired for that. Right? God cannot fulfill everything. If he starts fulfilling everything, every anger, everything will get burnt. Isn't it? You are at a traffic signal. Suddenly, just when you went, the traffic signal came. Looked at the signal. Signal is burnt. Do you want God to do all these things? No. Krishna doesn't fulfill all our desires. Krishna fulfills the desires what are needed. Right? Are you clear on this? So there are many questions, Prabhuji and Matajis. If we don't answer them properly, our children will become atheists. And we will produce more atheists and put them in Telegram. Right? Let's not do that. Already society is burdened by this, what is the Varna Shankaras, unwanted progenies. Arjuna in the first chapter says, hey Krishna, if I kill all these men, the women will become polluted and they will produce unwanted progeny. Varna, say Varna Shankara. Varna Shankara. Varna Shankara means unwanted progeny, unwanted children, purposeless children, meaningless children. Why did you give birth to a child? I want to prove that I am a man. So I gave birth to a child. Or I wanted a doll to play. Or it's already 4 years of marriage. My relatives are asking, let me produce one. Right? You produced one. What is the use of that fellow? You produced him, gave one iPhone. How? Skule, dekho. That fellow will see all YouTube. And what is famous in YouTube? Everything that is not needed. Everything that is not needed. My Guru Maharaj gave a lecture, how to control perverted thoughts. Somebody sent a link. Good, I wanted to hear. I clicked on that, how to control perverted thoughts. So that lecture came. Immediately right said, perversion is nice. Another video. Right? You get, what is there in that? You click that. And then another video will come. Now get perverted. You click on that. You are perverted. Finish. Finish. You don't know what you started for, where you landed. That is YouTube. That is YouTube. It will take you in any direction. You are completely, surrendered to YouTube Guru. Khatam. Finish. And in between one big daddy fellow will come. Perversion means the meaning of a tree which bends and the tree has leaves which has a plastic cover on it and the leaves can't be seen, and what you cannot see is perversion with its depth, and there is a stone which falls on your head and the head also becomes like a stone and the stone is perverted. And Nietzsche, what a deep thing Guruji told. What a deep thing he told. Em cheppidra ayana. He spoke English. As soon as English, somebody speak Indians. Na English Guru vachindu. Right? Immediately, mera English Guru aa gaya. Right? That is the situation. Whatever any nonsense anybody, head or tail, you not understand what that fellow told. Or any fellow told. Head or tail, nothing. Does God exist? What is the answer? Yes. God is a feeling of thought which comes from eternal reality and it dwells in your consciousness, which is conscious of a figure which shows up in the universe. Are you figuring out anything? समझ में आ रहा है क्या? But go and down it will see, Guruji, how deeply he is speaking. That nonsense is going on. Shapparadra, see the Shastra and tell, does God exist? Shastra I don't read because Shastra is Shastra. Atheists are today talking about God. Atheists. Right? We are creating God now and then, every single day. I used to live in a place called Chaitanyapuri. You know that place, Chaitanyapuri? Where is it? Near Dilshugnar. 92 used to live, Chaitanyapuri. So there was one supermarket in Dilshugnar, Trinetra supermarket. In those days, one of the first supermarket, Trinetra supermarket. I don't know if you all remember. Now we know Vijeta and... So I was very excited to go to supermarket. With normal Kirana Kottu means you have to go give that slip, that fellow will give, you have to bring home. But as a child, I was in my 10th grade, 9th, 10th grade. So for me, supermarket was a great, because I'll get my commission. Isn't it? My mother will give some money, 120 rupees I'll buy, 2 rupees my Cadbury eclairs will come, or 5-star will come. Something I'll buy out of that. So every time I want to go to supermarket. On the way to Dilshuk Nagar, there used to be a small temple, maybe a little bigger than this, Sai Baba temple. Right? I didn't know who is Sai Baba. I used to go there. Once in a while, my friend used to, Churandi, Lopatara Baba Unnadu, Sai Baba, okay. One bakery was there, Sai Bakery, beside the Dilshuk bus stand. I remember, Sai Bakery. I don't know if you've seen that. My friend was the owner of that bakery. So once in a while, we used to go and take some cake or anything. So then, after that, then I moved, from there I went, my father took me to Chandigarh. From there he threw me back to some other place. From there some other place. Then finally I did my CA. Then my boss threw me to some other place. Different. I left Dilshuk Nagar. I came back to Dilshuk Nagar almost after 20 years. So my friends are still there. Kottapet, that area, my friends are still there. Right? So I went to US. Then I finally came back. Then I went to meet my friends in Kottapet. So there is a cafe called Lovebirds Cafe there. I don't know if you don't have to learn all this. They're not part of Bhagavad Gita. So there is a cafe. They have tea there, right? All friends, they go sit and have tea. I don't have tea, but I went and sat and they were having tea and we were discussing, hey, all good. सब क्या चल रहा है, तू काम कर, डेलॉयट में काम कर रहा है, इन्फोस में काम कर रहा है, अच्छा, अरे कितना बदल गए हम लोग, बच्चे भी हो गए. So we were talking all those things. Then my friend told me, अरे we used to go to that Baba temple, right? Let's go once. You know how big it has become? I said, which temple? I said, that gully mein, that temple there. Really? I said, let's go. So we went. Just to, old memories, right? Friends go to different places. So we went there. I saw a big arch, huge arch there. And Baba is sitting in between us. Okay, nice, good. People who like, nice. Went inside. That small temple, which was like hardly 10 by 10 square feet or something, it went inside. There's a huge DT, of him sitting, and there is a Pradakshina mark, and there is Annadanam hall, and there is this, there is that. Oh, big Ragantam. I said, nice. I was actually astonished, because I didn't know what's going on there. It was almost like I've gone to small Tirupati. The kind of feeling that they gave out of it. I said, okay, let me go there. So I went inside. I circumambulated. My friends were going, no problem. You believe in something, let's go. I also used to have a small, small thing in my altar before coming to Krishna Kanya. I had all that. So I said, okay, let me go have prasad. They gave me some nice prasadam. I had that. Then while coming out, something happened. When I started coming out, I saw the bookstall. There. And there is a book there called Sai Gita. Wait a second. ఇదంతా బాగానే ఉంది, చేయండి, ఏం చేసి తిప్పండి, తిప్పండి, ఏమేం చేసుకోండి. సాయిబాబా గీత ఎప్పుడు చెప్పాడు? 1992 did not speak Gita. 1992 and 2013 he spoke Gita. So Sai Gita, okay. Sai Bhagavatam, ఇది too much. Srimad Bhagavatam తెలుసు నాకు. Veda Vyas told Srimad Bhagavatam and all that. Sai Bhagavatam. I was astonished. Then I asked that, that store fellow, ఇది ఏంటండి బుక్స్ అంటే, బాబా గారి మహిమలండి, బాబా గారు అన్నీ చెప్తాను. కింద ఇదేంద్రా సాయి సహస్రనామం, ఓరి దేవుడా. నేను అనుకుని ఇదేంద్రా బాబు, వాట్ డిడ్ యూ మేక్ దట్ ఫెలో ఇంటూ? సాయిబాబా ద బాబా, సమ్ మెండికెంట్ సెయింట్, పీపుల్ బిలీవ్ ఇన్ హిమ్, డోంట్ బిలీవ్ ఇన్, దట్స్ ఓకే, దెర్ ఇస్ నో రిజర్వేషన్. ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళిపోతాడు ఈ క్యాండిడేట్? సాయిబాబా ఎవరండి? స్వయం రూపము నారాయణ. నాయన లక్ష్మీదేవి సాయిబాబా పెళ్ళామా? Is Sai Baba's wife Lakshmi Devi? If you are declaring somebody as God, you should also declare his wife, right? Swayamba Sambho Shivudu. Parvati Kali, is she wife of Sai Baba? అవన్నీ కాదండి, భగవంతుడు. నాయన నువ్వు చెప్పు, కరెక్ట్ చెప్తున్నావు, ఏంది బుక్లు ఏంది? I started asking there. My friend was, ఏంద్రా నువ్వు చిన్న రోజుల తర్వాత వచ్చి, చల్ పోదన్నాడు, లెట్స్ గో. I said, I want to understand. ఇదంతా ఏంద్రా, వాట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ ఆన్ ఆఫ్టర్ 20 years? Sai Gita, Sai Bhagavatam, Sai Shastranamam, and suddenly one Sai Baba photo, below that, one Shiva and one Narayan, below his feet. This is not acceptable. I'm sorry if somebody is a Sai devotee here, you can continue to be, but I'm sorry, he's not God. He's not God. कहाँ से पैदा किया इसको? दिलशुनर में पैदा हुआ क्या? Right? And suddenly it became a big, and then I came out of the temple. I was like, then I asked my friends here in Hyderabad, ఏం జరుగుతున్నారు బాబు ఇక్కడ? What is going on here? And then I saw in every colony there is a Sai Baba. Every colony. I don't call him Sai Baba, I call him Side Baba. Beside every murti there will be a Sai Baba. Here also one person kept. అర్థం పర్థం లేదు. See, belief system should have some. What did Sai Baba do to you? షర్ట్ లేకపోతే షర్ట్ ఇచ్చాడు, ప్యాంట్ లేకపోతే ప్యాంట్ ఇచ్చాడు, ఉద్యోగం లేకపోతే ఉద్యోగం ఇచ్చాడు, జాబ్ మిల్ గయా సాయి బాబా, बच्चा पैदा हो गया, बच्चे का नाम साई बाबा. अब जो बच्चा जो साई को वर्शिप नहीं करता है उसका भी बच्चा हुआ ना. If others are also getting children na, others are also getting job na, how are you declaring somebody as God? And उसको फिर जोड़ के साई रामा, साई कृष्णा, साई अरे रामा, ఎక్కడ పోతున్నాం మనం? వేర్ ఈజ్ అవర్ రిలీజన్ గోయింగ్? Prabhuji Mati, very important topic. I'm not against Sai Baba. You do, but don't declare him as God, Re Baba. He's not God. नहीं है, वो खुद भी नहीं बोला. If you go to, if you see his Sai Satyataritra, I read it once. He says, सबका मालिक एक. That's what he says. सबका मालिक एक. कौन है मालिक? कृष्णा. Simple. He never told that he is God. उसको भगवान बना के, उसका व्रत लगा के. It's very dangerous. Very dangerous. Can you go and keep a Sai Baba Murti in Tirumala Devasthanam? Can you do it? Take it and keep it in Tirumala Devasthanam. They'll not allow. So you're wearing a Vaishnav tilak, you're also worshipping Sai Baba. What are you doing? There is a problem here. Contradicting. Does your Guru worship in Vaishnav Guru? Does they worship Sai Baba? So why are you worshipping Sai Baba? My Guru worship. Mari em Guru? Right? There has to be a logic. We have to have clarity. What are we doing? Even Muslims don't believe Sai Baba. Do you know that? Go and tell one fellow to keep one Sai Baba in a mosque. They'll throw it out like a stone. They don't agree. We are the only fools who have made him God. And why to speak Sai Baba? He is the most popular one. But there are many people like that. Enno Babalnar, enno Amalnar. Everybody bana usko Bhagwan. Does God exist? I create my own God. That is the problem. Prabhuji and Mataji, if we don't awaken, these people will ruin our religion. These people will ruin our belief. Everything will be concocted. Right? I'm not finding, my desires are there, I'm coming to Hanumanji, is not fulfilling, I'll go to somebody else. That somebody else is not fulfilling, I'll go to another person. That is not fulfilling, I'll go to Baba. And then I'll go to Amma, then I'll go to stone, then I'll go to mosque, then I'll go to church, then I'll go everywhere. First of all, do you know, does God exist? And who is that God? And if you know that a God exists and he is there, then why are you going around shopping? There is no need to go around shopping. Venkateswara Swami unnada? Unnada Venkateswara Swami? Is he there? Then why are you going around shopping? If you know who your father is, you will not go and search for your father. Isn't it? Manandar Tanri Avaru. Who is our father? Narayan is our father. We are all coming from that Narayan. Namaka unda? Mari kotta tarnలు ఎందుకు? Why want new fathers? In Jagannath Puri, one person brought Sai Baba and he said, I'm going to establish a temple in Jagannath Puri. They said, we will throw you and this temple out of Jagannath Puri. It's an important thing. Our God, our father is Jagannath. He is already sitting there. We don't want another pseudo father here. It creates unnecessary lack of focus. Isn't it? We should be clear in what scriptures are speaking. If we don't say this, who will say? Some people tell, Prabhuji, చాలా హార్ష్గా అసలు చంపేస్తున్నారు బ్రో, ఇట్లా మాట్లాడొద్దు బ్రోజీ, రెస్పెక్ట్ లేదు బ్రో. ఎవరిస్తారు ఆయన ఈ జ్ఞానం మీకు ఎవరిస్తారు చెప్పండి? ఎవరు మాట్లాడతారు? హూ విల్ స్పీక్ దిస్ థింగ్ ఇఫ్ వీ డోంట్ స్పీక్? Sometimes when we are telling who is God, we should also tell who is not God. Because people are believing anything they want today. Right? Does God exist? Of course He exists. Does He have a name? Of course He has a name. ఉన్నది పేరు కూడా ఉన్నది భగవంతుడికి. గురువులాగా సాయిబాబాని గురువులాగా ఆదరిస్తుంది. No problem. Keep him as a guru. There is no problem. But don't make guru as God. Acharyas never told that they are God. Ramanujacharya never told that I am God. He told Ranganath is God. I am the servant of Ranganath. Madhvacharya never told that I am God. He told Krishna is God. I am his servant. Srila Prabhupada never told he is God. He told Krishna is God. I am a menial servant of God. Guru is not God, but Guru should be worshipped like God. Can you understand this? Guru is not God, but Guru should be worshipped like God. And a Guru who says that I am God, anybody who says that I am God, he is DOG, exactly opposite. Very important. Your sentimentalism that you like somebody cannot be imposed on others. Should not be imposed on others. What you should impose is what is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. That you should impose. Okay, Prabhu, I have made a mistake. I am misidentified. This is a good consciousness. This is good consciousness. It can happen to anybody. I am telling, it can happen to me. If nobody directs me properly, I can go and do mistakes. That's okay. But now are you correcting that mistake? Or are you still scared? తిప్పకపోతే ఏమైనా అవుతుందేమో? ఏం కాదు. Krishna is there. Right? Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. Hanumanji, when he was jumping to Lanka, Ram is the cause of all causes. He jumped. Dunkeshad ante. Did he meet Ravan before? Does he know how powerful is Ravan? Does he know this direction is Lanka or this direction is Lanka? Did he do practice before jumping? Does he have prior experience, resume, that he can jump? Does he have exact landing point where he'll jump? Any doubt lo nahi? Unne aa doubt lo Hanumanji ki? Did Hanumanji have any of these doubts? Or I will jump on a Tuesday, muhurtam baledu. Did he think of all these things? Did Hanumanji think of all these things? Prabhu, he is great Hanuman. Ram Lakshman Janaki. Jai Bolo Hanuman ki.
Ram Lakshman Janaki.
That is Hanuman. He jumped. My Ram is the cause of all causes. ఆ భగవంతుడు నన్ను సేవ్ చేస్తాడు. He jumped. And the way he landed, అక్కడ దారిలో కూడా చాలా జరిగినాయి. అక్కడ he landed there, and one lady came there and said, you cannot enter. Party gave one. Women empowerment. Women differentiation.
Equality.
అట్లా అనంటే ఇంకోటి వేస్తాడు. ఇప్పుడు అంటే అది ఇంకోటి వేస్తాడు. And the Lankini fell and flew and she fell there. And she got up and said, వచ్చినావా నాయన? Because Brahma gave me a Vardhan. Brahma gave me a Vardhan that the day a monkey will come and slap you, that day the decline of Lanka will start. వచ్చావా? రావణ అయిపోయాను. Finished. Right? What great stories we have in history. We have. We should hear that. We should hear that, learn that. ఇవన్నీ ఎందుకండి? పాడుపడ్డ స్టోరీలు, బుక్కులు. రామాయణం చదవండి, భాగవతం చదవండి. Read authentic books. Why are you reading nonsense books? Right? We are not behind miracles. We don't want miracles. Miracle is already happening. You want to see miracles? Today evening, come here and stand. Put some nice oil to your hair. Come and stand. And you will see 200 mosquitoes on your head. Have you seen one mosquito bumping into another mosquito? Anytime? Suddenly, have you seen? 200 mosquitoes are going around. They never bump into each other. Is that not miracle of God? Is there one pilot? Is there one pilot on the planet who can drive like that mosquito? America has blue angels. They say blue angels. Special pilots. You know, they have some cadres, and finally blue angels are the most daring pilots in US. The blue angels, right? In San Francisco, they do that show. Once in a year, they do that show. Where they go like literally this close, you know, they go like 1 feet away. And they go at a pace. I was there once. The flights are coming from there. They'll go. And then after they are gone, then the sound will come. It will come. It will beat you. My God. The sound is not able to go at their pace. That is how they go. And under that Golden Gate Bridge, you know, they go under the bridge. They go up and they go like this. And even if one pilot among those 4 or 5 they fly, one small mistake literally touches, all fire gone. All fire gone. And they clap. What a show, what a show. And some of them died also. During the show also they died in the history. But can those pilots do what that mosquito is doing? Sachpadaral. They can't do. If you want to see God's miracles, you can see everywhere, provided you have a heart to see. Does God exist? He exists. Why is the water in ocean salty? God would have been nice Bisleri water everywhere, right? So God doesn't have a brain? Why he made ocean water salty? Because salt in the water preserves the water. It doesn't contaminate the water. Such a big water body, for it to be without contamination, you need salt. Have you seen that fungi on the ocean? You'll never see on the ocean. Because it is salty. There is a reason why God does anything. And when it is salty, it evaporates faster. You keep 2 bowls, put salt in one water, another normal. Experiment. Children can do. Keep it in the sun. After 2 hours, you will see the water with salt has evaporated faster. Because Krishna knows that for the water to be transported from one part of the world to another part, it has to evaporate fast, so he put salt in that water. And that water evaporates and comes to this side of the planet. Right? Or another country, and it showers there. And how is water getting carried? Tanker vastunaya. And you can see tanker, ma tanker is it? Right? No. See the technology of God's tanker. The tanker is going, from between that flight is also going. Without any problem. And one cloud can flood the entire city. One cloud. One cloud can flood the whole city. That is the technology of God. Can you see God? Is there intelligence in His creation? Or is flukely created? Huh? We all have taken birth. We have children also. After a child is born, did you take his hand and fit it like this? Talaka ikkada, kaal ikkada. Did you fit it like this? Did he do that? No. They completely manufactured, they came outside. Everything functioning. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vishishyate. Ishopanishad is saying Purnam. God is complete. God is complete. Everything that comes from God is also complete. There is no incomplete. Even a mosquito has pancreas, kidneys, brain, nervous system, bones, everything. Even a mosquito. Smallest of the creature has everything. Biggest of the creature has everything. That is God. That is God. He creates everything complete. There is nothing incomplete. We become incomplete with our material education. He created us spiritually perfectly. But because of our material education, we become incomplete. We are doubting God's existence. Right? God is there everywhere. Just have to see. We are all born completely. You should give that answer next time anybody asks. One lady was challenging me, once. I was giving the similar session, I think 4 years back. In one school I was giving, we had a similar SSR. She brought her 2 daughters. And the daughters were very happy hearing the session. Nice girls, one I think 14-year-old and 16-year-old young daughters. Teenage, close to teenage. They were, Prabhuji, very nice explanation. But that woman was completely atheistic. Maybe her father never took her to satsang. And she started challenging that God doesn't exist. You are just saying that God exists. I said, Mataji, God is there. Why do you say like that? No, they're all just logics you are telling. Tell me God exists. I asked her, Mataji, have you gone to a hotel anytime? Yes. Did you order dosa anytime? Yes. How did the dosa come? How did the dosa come? Somebody made it? Or it just came? Somebody made it, isn't it? So if you can believe that dosa is made by somebody, can't you see this whole world? It just like that came. One fool, he developed a theory called Big Bang Theory. Do you know the Big Bang Theory? It came in our exams. Still coming. Write it, you'll get marks. Some things that I'm going to tell here, you don't have to write in your exams. There is nothing called Big Bang Theory. What does the Big Bang Theory say? There was nothing, and then there was something, and the something blasted into everything, and that everything became so beautiful. Take a Lakshmi bomb or 200 Lakshmi bombs. I should not say Lakshmi bomb because that Deepavali. King Kong bomb. Take that King Kong bombs and put it under some soil here and blast them. What will come out? What's the waiting? Dust, sound. Will you see sceneries coming? Fall colors, mountains, valleys, waterfalls from King Kong bomb. Do you see that coming? Any child? And Rausara? Huh? Even the child is telling it will not come. That idiot wrote that it will come. The Big Bang happened and the waterfalls came out, and you written exams, you got marks also. Is there a creator? There is creator, there is creation, there is intelligence in that creation. If earth, scientifically they have agreed, if earth was even a little more in a different position than where it is, we would have been burned to ashes or would have been frozen to death. Exact precision. The formula of oxygen, the formula of, different acids that are floating around. Little tweak in the formula and we would be flooded with water. The exact precision. Even scientists are not understanding. Once it is explained, Albert Einstein, he was a great scientist. But he was a believer of God. He was not an atheist. Greatest of the scientists are devotees of God. Where science ends, God begins. Where science ends. Where you don't know what else to find, there you find God. There is no explanation for things at a certain point. At a certain point, you have to agree that God exists. You have to, there is no other go. Right? So, Albert Einstein was in his house and his friends came to meet him. And he said, okay, wait in the front room. It's a true story. And there they saw a whole model of solar system. Right? There is sun and there is planets moving, and somebody made a nice model, with nice rods and motor and everything. Right? And then Albert came to meet them. Hey, how are you? Everything fine? Good morning, Hey, Albert, where did you buy this? It's so nice. It is motorized, it is moving, it is, so nice. Albert, I didn't buy it. It just got created. Yesterday night it was not there. It came. Then he said, no, come on, Albert, how did you design these levers? Everything is moving at a certain time. These planets are moving. He said, I'm again telling you, talk like a scientist. I didn't create this. I didn't buy it. It just got created out of thin air. It got created. Then it started, hey Albert, come on. You are kidding with us. Come on, we are scientists. You can't just believe like that. Then Albert Einstein told, you can't believe this model was not created. You're not ready to believe that. And you are telling people that the whole solar system that is in which we are part of is just like that created. Nobody created these whole planets. Nobody created the sun. How we are rotating, on what are we standing? Earth kiske upar hai? On what are we standing? Does anyone know? How are we floating? You have a clue that we are floating? Do you know that Earth is revolving at thousands of kilometers space right now? Are you all wearing seat belts? How come you are sitting like this? Do you feel any big do you feel any turbulation? See the technology of God. God can be seen provided you have some faith that He is there. Otherwise, how is it possible that whole planet is moving upside down? We are somewhere here. Actually, we should be sitting like this. Because India comes there, right? In England, they can sit like this. Antarctica, don't ask.
They'll have to sleep.
Like bats, they should hang, isn't it? But is anybody sitting like that? We're not even feeling that it is rotating. We're not feeling that, it is round, but everything is functioning. The scriptures explained, Hiranyaksha. Hiranya means gold. That fellow was so fond of gold that he extracted all the gold out of the planet. And Brahma was shouting, don't do that nonsense, it is floating. There is all minerals and technology behind it. If you remove all that elements, then it will fall. It will lose its equilibrium. And that's what happened. That fellow removed so much gold that the earth planet fell into the Garbhodaka ocean. It lost its orbit. And then what happened? Lord Varahadev. Bhuvara Swami ki! Yeah, he came out, he lifted with his trunk, kept it back. And he restored all that mineral that is needed. Do you think if you keep extracting oil like this, minerals like this, metals like this, nothing will happen to earth? It will happen. Just a matter of time, it will happen. Right? Everything, there is a science behind everything. If you have vision to see. If you go to ocean, and then you see, some watch, some good Rado watch, expensive watch. How did the watch come from? One scientist will come and tell. You see, the water came, it was hitting the stone moved and the stone hit another stone, that stone, another stone, then water came, it carved, then finally it became like this, and two needles came out from the stone and they started moving like this. Will you accept that? Namtara? Such a useless watch, you need a scientist to create. A scientist is telling that, there is no God, that idiot's brain is also created by God only. Isn't it? Where did the brain come from? Where did your brain come from? The brain is coming from God only. Prabhupada used to use strong words when he was preaching in the West. Once, I was in US and there is this preacher, his name is Madhavendra Puri Prabhu. He's an American, 56-year-old or 60 years old. He's a physicist, he's a scientist, and he's a saffron devotee. He became full-time devotee. So he used to preach people in MIT, in Harvard. They used to bring them to the temple, make them sit and preach. Right? And he was explaining nicely Bhagavatam story. And one Harvard graduate, I was there in the temple that time. So he was like, we came from chemicals, all chemical composition, we all came together and we came out. Really? Then he was explaining, no, we are not made of chemicals, Prabhu. There is soul. There is soul. That is that soul. This body is all, you can call it as chemical. No. It's all chemicals. Our beautiful monkey, what is his name? Darwin. He told it. We're all coming from chemicals. Became human, monkey. All that he told. It's already proven. Harvard University already has proof. Then this Prabhu got a little, he understood. This fellow will not understand normal language. So he told, if I put 4 chemicals on the floor and crush it with my feet, will you feel bad? That fellow got it out. What is he going to do next? Because if you are made of chemical, I'll put you down, crush your face. You should not feel anything bad, right? Because you're chemical. Chemical doesn't feel bad. Say, Prabhu, okay, I'll go now. I'll come. Not that we don't have answers. Not that Brahmins or Sadhus don't have answers. But they don't give the answers because you'll feel bad. Right? Scientifically, we can prove everything. Then one person from MIT, one boy from MIT, I'm giving these big college examples because you need to know till what extent the atheism is spread. So this fellow was challenging. He was telling that God can do anything. You just believe. Then he told, do you want to know what God does? What is the difference between us and God? Then he gave some weird examples. This Prabhu was very hilarious. So he told, just imagine a room filled with iron steel pillars. And you take a bullet and you shoot in that room. And that bullet will go ting, 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 ting. It will dent everywhere. And finally when the bullet will fall down, you will see a dented Hare Krishna mantra on one pillar. God can do that. Can you do it? The MIT fellow, I can't do it. That is why he is God. You are you. Then another fellow, no, but how can God do? You're just believing God can do anything. God can do a lot of things. He can throw a razor in the sky. Like this he'll be shaved. Can you do that? What kind of examples are this? Because he needed those kind of examples for those people to understand. People don't believe that God can do anything. God can do anything. Right? But we don't have that belief. And God is doing everything. But unfortunately, all the great celebrities whom we worship, worshipable, who is there in your heart? Krishna is not there. Shah Rukh Khan is there. Aur kaun hai naya wala? Who else? Vijay Devarkonda. Vijay Devarkonda is there. Arjun Reddy. Vam, 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 vam. Hare Krishna Pandra Noraru. Arjun Reddy. Vam, 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 vam. Music background to saha cheptaru. Right? Vijay Devarkonda is sitting here. Now that another, what is the Prabhas sitting here. Right? వీళ్ళందరినీ ఇక్కడ కూర్చోడు కృష్ణుడు ప్లేసే లేదు. Krishna doesn't have place here. You have kept all these fellows here. Are all of them good people, bad people? Forget about that. Do they believe in God? Go to internet and say atheist quotes and say Bollywood. You will know what is Bollywood. None of these fellows believe in any God. Hollywood. None of these people believe in any God. They are not believers of God. But they are our heroes. Our children, arts, Our children believe that Minecraft exists. That is the situation today. Right? Our children believe anything. Can you bring your son to satsang? Endukannavara Nayana. If you can't bring that fellow to satsang, why did you give birth to him? He's a burden on the planet. He's a burden. And you are a burden on the planet that you give birth to a child like that. This education is most important. He should understand that God exists and He's a controller of everything. And we are all His children. We are not here to exploit God's resources. We are here to use God's resources in His service. Teach this. Even if He is not coming to satsang, spend some time with your children and teach this. This humility is needed. A humble person, a respectable person will even do great heights in his career. Right? I wear my tilak and go to my office. No problem. I don't have any problem. Yes, Prabhu.
So these days, Hollywood actors give more respect to God. More they pray to the God. These dacoits also, they were followers of God. You can't say this thing, I listen this thing from you, they don't believe in God.
Many celebrities don't.
He and every celebrating with dogs and dacoits. They have got more belief in God than we people.
So we are not saying that nobody believes in God. We are saying that many people whom we worship,
Nee, worship as a we people, 50% of we people don't believe in God.
that is why this session is there.
Nee, the session is there, but I am talking to you, giving reply to your talk.
Yeah.
The dacoits and actors don't believe in God.
I didn't say all of them.
Most of them.
I said most of them.
95% of our believe.
Who are in the 95%? Do you have the names?
Yes,
Tell me the names.
you take Salman Khan.
Is it dacoit?
He is an actor, Hollywood actor,
Okay.
and the most notorious people.
Does Amir Khan believe in God?
Yes.
Why did he make PK? What are the questions in PK?
Allah.
Prabhu, what is your name?
Vijay Kochhar.
Thank you for coming, Prabhuji. We will discuss after the Prashadam. I am going to tell you 20 questions that Amir Khan put in PK story. He made fun of our religion. He made ridiculous comments. He told his stone god. He told is this small god or that small god, this big god or this small god. He made a fun out of us, and we are telling that he's a God conscious person.
That is, I think I agree with you.
Thank you.
But they believe in their God.
They don't believe in any god. They are just creating propaganda against Sanatan Dharma.
That thing I agree.
Yes, and we should, and such kind of movies, such kind of actors should be banned. We should not see those movies.
That thing I agree with you. But they are also believer in God. You can't say these things.
Okay, you can believe in God in different ways, but there is somebody called God.
Yes, you're right.
Jai Shri Ram.
Right? Yeah, I just came to the call.
Yeah. Anyway, the point is, I might have sounded a little straight and blunt because sometimes that is also needed. We have to have proper understanding of God. We just can't hear from anybody and say that what he's speaking is right or wrong. With all respect to everyone, brothers and Matajis, if we don't save ourselves from atheism coming from different sources, we will one day stop believing in the real God. Right? And we have to understand God from a very scientific way. At the same time, we should believe what we are doing is right. How many have gone to the great, statue of equality here? You all have gone, right? What a beautiful monument that is created now for all of us to worship. Right? We also should contribute to such places and save our Sanatan Dharma. We don't have to learn from some Khan brothers that God exists for whatever they are saying. We have to have proper understanding. Even Akshay Kumar, our own hero, that fellow made another movie where he made fun of sadhus. He made fun of sadhus, ridiculed them, right? So-called Sanjay Dutt, he created a movie making fun of sadhus. What is that, Munna by MBBS or some movie, right? You don't have to do all that. Can you make fun of one mullah? Does he have the guts of making fun of a pastor? But they'll make fun of our Brahmins and our gurus, and we call them our heroes, and we call them that they're God conscious. Hanumanji used his anger to burn Lanka because he loved Ram that much. Anger is not a bad emotion, but it should be used at the right place for the right reason. If somebody is speaking nonsense, it's okay to use that, but then use it in a controlled way, respectful way, but make your point very clear. This is what it is. Because if we allow this, it will completely create an atheist out of us without any knowledge, right? And whatever we are doing, brothers and Matajis, actually it's a big presentation. I'll send the slides to you. The point that I'm trying to make here is God exists. He can be felt. He can be understood, provided you have faith, provided you have some prayerful heart. You can see God. You can see God. Krishna is there. How many here have gone to Kurukshetra? Please go to Kurukshetra. It's the place where Bhagavad Gita was spoken. Right? Delhi was Hastinapur. Hastinapur is nothing but Delhi. Right? And if you see where all Lord Ram went from, Ayodhya all the way down There are full proofs even today in India that he has gone to every single place, exactly matching with the scripture. And you're telling me that this is a story? Ramayana is a story? Or is it a history? It is history. Mahabharata is not a story. It is history. There is clear proof of that. Scientifically they have proven that Ramasetu is there. From the sky you can see it. The bridge was built. And you are saying that it is all story. Does God exist? Arey Baba, have that vision to see. He exists. He existed. And He's even there now. He's even there now. We are the ones who are rejecting Him. Right? Everything, like God's creation, mother cow. It's a miracle. Can a scientist create a cow? If you feed poison also, it gives you nectar. Right? And every disease cure it has inside it. Every single disease. It's not illusion. They have taken patent rights of cow dung and urine. US has already taken. Because they know that there is some miraculous thing inside it. Right? There are so many things to prove that God, whatever He speaks, whatever He has done, actually exists. Now let us talk about the definition of God, and we'll end here. Parasara Muni has given a definition of God because he knows in 2022 people sitting in Gachibowli doesn't know the definition of God. So he already gave the definition of God. Right? God means the most strongest, the most opulent, the most famous, the most knowledgeable, the most powerful, most beautiful, and the most renounced. Peaceful, yes, because he is renounced. If anybody matches this qualification, he can be called as God. Nobody else can be called as God. Is Krishna the most strongest? Of course. 7-year-old boy in a pinky finger lifted a 50 square kilometer mountain for 7 days and nights. Can anybody lift that rock there? అక్కడ ఏదో రాయి ఇవి ఇష్టం ప్రభుజీ ఎప్పుడు కింద పెట్టాలి కబ్ నీచే लगाना right? Some sadhu will come, some fake baba will come. मैं भगवान हूँ, उसको यहाँ लेकर आओ, पत्थर उठाओ उसके, भाग जाएगा यहाँ से वो, है कि नहीं? Is Krishna the most knowledgeable? In 1.5 hours he spoke everything that the Vedas can explain, just in 1.5 hours. But did he do a rehearsal? Arjuna, just let's go to Kurukshetra, tomorrow big day, let us practice today. 18th chapter, I forgot the 22nd verse. No. He just spoke. And everything that we should know, when you learn entire Bhagavad Gita, you'll be shocked. Everything that a human being should know to go back to Him is already given. You don't have to do anything extraordinary. And even one verse of Bhagavad Gita you follow in your life is perfected. The most knowledgeable. The most famous. God is the most famous. You might be thinking, right now we are rejecting Krishna as God in this country. Forget about this country. Go to any part of this world. You'll see ISKCON temple and you'll see Mangalarti going on. That is Prabhupada. Every single moment on the planet there is a Mangalarti going on at 5 o'clock. Even right now, there is a part of the world where Mangalarti is going on. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Forget about this planet. Go and read Bhagavatam. How many planets and universes are worshipping Krishna? Jambu Dvipa. Right? Different planets, universes is being worshipped. And you sitting in 102 flat of block number 2 in my own avatar say, I don't believe in God. Who cares? Nuvu nee ego petko ni daggara. If you don't believe, keep it with you. Whole universe is one. Is there anyone from that flat? I'm sorry, I just made up. Hare Krishna. See how minuscule we are, Manav. What are we in front of God? What are we? Have anybody gone on ocean anytime? Any ocean? Ocean ship? Or a boat? Or forget about ocean. Have you gone to Tank Bund? Huh? Taken a boat in Tangmand anytime? When that boat goes in between, what do you feel looking at around? The boat tirigi potada poda? Will this boat take me back or no? What are you? You are nothing. You can be buried here in 5 minutes. That is your size of your body. I might take 7 minutes. But that's all we are. Our intelligence is this much. Man intelligence is. And we are judging God. One fellow, who likes to judge God, he was walking, and he felt very, thirsty. So he saw a big, he saw a big watermelon there. So he broke that watermelon. He started eating. Very nice. My thirst is gone. Then immediately scientific brain. Bang. If watermelon is so big, how come the plant is so small? Useless God. Watermelon is big. Plant should also be this big. If I am God, I'll create a plant which will have big watermelons. Then because he drank water in the sun, he was thirsty, he felt like sleeping. He went under a big tree and he slept there. One small fruit from the tree fell on his head. He got, what action? He saw that fruit. Then he felt, Amma. If that would have been watermelon, what would have happened to me? Again, God, you exist. With your stupid rationale, don't try to decide what God is doing right or wrong. He has already done everything right. Right? Sorry. Prashadam. Hare Krishna? Roji, I'll call you back when you program later. Sorry. Can you decide what God is doing right or wrong with your little brain? You cannot. But people decide. Krishna is doing wrong, what he spoke is wrong, what he told is wrong. No, Anku, where are you? Prabhuji and Matajis, we are all going back to Krishna. We don't want to deal with this atheists here. Right? If they are fortunate, they'll chant Hare Krishna and come. Otherwise, they'll rot in this world. Ahara nidra bhayam aitunamcha. Right? That's all they'll do. In one life, they'll go in Mercedes Benz. They'll get down and get into, what is that? What is that? Guni? What? Lamborghini. Lamborghini na Ganina? Lamborghini. Right? Lamborghini. They'll get into Lamborghini. Very proud. Lamborghini. They'll go in Lamborghini. They'll get down, they'll slip, fall into a gutter and die. And next life they'll become a, insect in gutter. And they'll roam around there. But we are not going to do that. Enough. We had enough Lamborghinis and enough whatever, in our past life. Bahut ho gaya. Inke enni saal, enni janmalu. Do you want to still prove? Ahara, nidra, bhayam, aitunamcha. No need to prove. Janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi, dukkha, doshanu, darshanam. Let's get out of this cycle. Anybody here wants to learn Pythagoras theorem? Want to go back to school again, A for apple? Karna hai kisi ko? Very ecstatic about school education. Anybody here? Udilipoyindra, wow, penta udilipoyindi. Ayipayindi education. When I finished my CA, I did a respectful burial of all the Companies Act, this act, that act, everything I buried nicely. We all friends. Useless knowledge. It will make money. For that much is okay. Debit credit to ek hi hai na. Prabhu is also from finance. With all due respect, all this knowledge is only for making some money. That's all. Right? No need to be extraordinarily proud of our wealth. Health also is like that only. Any time it can go. Now suddenly one outbreak came, in another corona, 5th wave. Bhaad mein gaya corona. This time Indians will not care. Indians have that in them. Aane do corona ko dekhenge. Right? God is the most strongest, the most powerful, the most famous, the most knowledgeable. Declare him as God, not any era-gera fellow who will do a little miracle and you declare him as God. Right? Why did Krishna show Vishwarupam to Arjuna? Why? What was the need for Krishna to show Vishwarupam? And by the way, Vishwarupam is never worshipped in any temple. Have you seen any temple with Vishwarupam? Why Vishwarupam is not worshipped? Anybody here? It's scary. Good one, yeah. It's scary. But why is it not worshipped? Because Vishwarupam is not God. Vishwarupam was just a display of what little he has. Just little things he has, he just displayed. He said, these all things are coming from me, and by the way, they are spark of my splendor, he told. There is a big forest fire, one spark will come out. That spark I have shown to you, Arjuna. What is the need to understand all my opulences? There is no need. Vishwarupam is nothing, Krishna says, after showing Vishwarupam. And people who declare themselves as God today, ask them to show Vishwarupam. One fellow is sitting near Chennai. Husband and wife. Every day new sari. That lady. This fellow every day new dhoti. We are Bhagwan, we are Kalki Bhagwan. Big following. Thousands, lakhs. And you know where is the highest following of that fellow? Most intelligent people in Silicon Valley. US. Big following that fellow has. And he's declaring himself as God. Amma Bhagwan, Ayya Bhagwan. Literally he's openly telling, I am that Bhagwan. I am that Bhagwan. And people are worshipping like this, Aarti in front of every morning. My mother's brother, he's a staunch devotee of that fellow. He actually believes that he's God. That fellow, his hair is going day after day. He can't even control his hair fall. And that fellow is God. Can you imagine what is going on? Adi entrikal kuda uploaded. Adu bhavantudu. Right? Don't believe in cheap gods. Enough. For us, who is God? Venkateshwara Swami is God. Lord Rama is God. Krishna is God. Narayanudu, Sriman Narayanudu is God. Don't believe in pseudo gods here and there. Are you all understanding? Does God exist? Yes, He exists. When we go to the 10th session in SSR, I'll tell you with proof why are we declaring Krishna as God. Who is Krishna? Who is Lord Shiva? Is there a competition between Shiva and Shaivites and Vaishnavites? Oditla? Is there a competition going on? There is no competition going on anywhere. We have created unnecessary thoughts. We have unnecessarily created a mess, saying that see, what do other religions blame us for? You people don't have proper clarity on who is God. Mere kottukuntaru. There is no reason to fight. There is no purpose to fight. We all have a clear understanding who is God. Who is Lord Shiva? Who is Krishna? Who is Narayan? Right? Who is Ganapati? We have clarity. But we should understand that. And God is the most renounced. One of the opulences of God is He is the most renounced. Meaning what? He is not attached to anything. Whatever we give to Him, whatever we try to give Him, you can't buy God with your donation. You can't buy God with your donation. The whole world, when people go to toilet, I'm taking a gross example. Do you turn back and see, my part of my body? You feel like that? What do you do after going to toilet? Just flush it. All our wealth, all our beauty, all our pride is like a flush that God flushes out. Understood? That is what it is. Our donation goes in a flush. That's all it is. Don't be proud of anything that you have. In front of God, what pride do we have? What are we in front of God? Nothing. Nothing. Right? He is the most renounced. You can't buy God with money. Take that for granted. One fellow, one big businessman in Delhi, what he did, he was a big business fellow. He said, I'm going to retire in Vrindavan. I'll die in Vrindavan. Because sadhus say that if you leave your body in Vrindavan, you'll go to Krishna. So what did he do? He took all the money and he distributed to his children. One factory to one son, one other factory to another son, his cars to another daughter, everything he distributed. And he became like a beggar. And he came to Vrindavan. You want to cheat Krishna? If God has given you wealth, can't you use it for building a temple in Vrindavan or helping some temple in Vrindavan? No, he gave it to every child. And he said, I'm a beggar, Krishna. I have come to Vrindavan, Krishna. I'm a beggar now. Who is the greatest cheater in the universe? Krishna. You can't cheat him. What did he do? He came there. He was living in Vrindavan like a beggar, doing Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Prabhu, mere paas kya hai? Kuch bhi nahi hai. Then his son called. Some problem happened in the factory. He had to sort it out. He went there. The day he went, he got heart attack, died in Delhi. You can't cheat Krishna. You can't die in Vrindavan just like that. Right? And just dying in Vrindavan doesn't take you to Goloka. It's not a sentimental aspect. I'll tell you one true story. One family, again in Delhi, that Mataji was a very nice devotee of Krishna. Very sweet family and very nice devotee. And her husband passed away. She was with her two sons living in Delhi. Sons were working in some companies, one business, whatever. And she told that, now, beta, I want to live in Vrindavan. You both are taking care of me nicely, but I want to live in Vrindavan now. Because she had a nice Radha Krishna Murti. Right? And she was worshipping small Radha Krishna and she was worshipping whole her life. Very attached to Radha and Krishna. She said, I want to take my Krishna to Vrindavan. He's been in Delhi for a long time. I want to take to Vrindavan. And she took that there and she was living in Vrindavan. So children, both her sons were very concerned that my mother is in Vrindavan and we are in Delhi. How do we take care of? Because they can't go and stay in Vrindavan. Their business is there. So every second week they used to travel 4 hours from Delhi to Vrindavan. Once she fell sick. She felt so sick that, her temperature was 102, 103 continuously for weeks. She was really, getting weaker and weaker. And both the sons, they came and they stayed in Vrindavan and they were telling, let's go to Delhi. No, I will not leave. I will not leave Vrindavan. I want here. My Krishna is here. I am serving him. My Krishna is very happy in Vrindavan. She was holding that murti. And the sons were like, that's a murti. They were not properly spiritually educated. So that's a small metal. Shh. They were there's metal dolls. What is she thinking? But she said, no, I am not. My Krishna is very happy in Vrindavan. I want to be here only. And you can go. Somebody will take care. No, you are so much ill. We have to take care of you. And she was not able to cook for Krishna. So her daughter-in-laws, very nice daughter-in-laws she had, her son's wives, they were cooking and they were also serving exactly like she used to serve Krishna. Right? Keeping the bhoga in the morning, bhoga in the evening. Once one daughter-in-law, to clean Krishna, she picked up the murti and while cleaning, suddenly she slipped and the murti fell down. It's metal murti. Ashtadhatu murti, it fell down. Immediately she picked up and this old lady started shouting, what did you do? You broke my Krishna's leg. He's shouting, he's crying. You should be very careful. Amma, please, if you're not careful, I'll take care of. You do service but do properly. He's crying now. Krishna, please don't cry. It'll go. Pain will only remain for some time. She's speaking to that. And daughter-in-law was like, Mataji, I'm sorry, I didn't. No, that's okay, but Krishna is crying. What to do now? Get a bandage. Go. Bandage? And the daughter-in-law, told her son, do something. Your mother is telling, get a bandage. I can't see anything wrong. It's not broken. The metal is absolute. Nothing happened. And she started shouting at her sons, are you not listening? I'm telling my Krishna is crying. Get a doctor. And, the elder son said, okay, I'll go. I'll have to do something here. So he went to a clinic, in Vrindavan. One doctor. And the doctor also was God conscious, but not very in between like all of us, Unnada leda. So, sorry, like me, not like all of you. You're all nice devotees. But, so he brought the doctor. It's a true story. The doctor came to the house. And he told, see, my mother, she believes that that Murti, he has got some injury and you have to treat that Murti. And doctor was like, I never treated a Murti in life. So he got his stethoscope, he got some bandage, he got BP machine, everything he got to his home. He told, I know a lot of ladies like this, don't worry. I will take care of your mother, she'll be fine. So the doctor came, Mama, I'll take care. Krishna, I'm checking. Jaldi check karo, jo wo ro raha hai, tab se. I'm checking. He told, and he started laughing. Like, don't worry, I'll take care. He kept a stethoscope. Then he looked at her, kept the stethoscope on the heart of Krishna. He fainted. He could hear heartbeat from the Murti, from the stethoscope. Prabhu, it's a true story. He left, he literally fell on the floor. He kept that Murti there. He kept his stethoscope down. He kept his purse down. He became a sannyasi in Vrindavan. He became a sannyasi. It's a true story of a doctor. He's not a fool. But why Krishna gave that experience to the doctor, nobody knows. He couldn't believe what is happening. His sons could not understand what is happening to the doctor. He just left everything. All my profession, nothing. Ho gaya. Krishna, I am yours. Right? It's a true story. There are many stories like this. But we don't discuss these stories normally with people because people who don't have faith, they'll make fun of this also. You need to have some element of faith to realize that God exists. He's there. Can I tell one more story? One more story. What is the time? 10:30. One more story. Many stories like this. This story happened in Boston. There is one lady who is to make garlands for Jagannath Rath Yatra, or every day she is to make garlands. Rath Yatra means special garland. And that day, festival day, lot of people come and they're all decorating the Rath and everything. And she is the only one. She is to travel in a commuter train and come from like 80 miles, 70 miles away. And she is to do that garlands. Right? And she came to the temple and they said, okay, Rath is getting decorated. Once you make the garland, call us and we'll come and take the garlands, put it on Krishna. She said, okay, Prabhu, you go. Prabhuji's and Mataji's, that day she forgot her specs. She didn't realize that. She was so happy that today is Jagannath Rath Yatra, she forgot her specs and she came to the temple. Nobody is there in the temple and the Rath is getting decorated like 2-3 miles away from the temple. And she has flowers, she has a needle, she has a thread, and she only has Jagannath, and she's crying. That Jagannath, why did you do this? What offense did I do? I only wanted to make a garland for you. No, I don't even know how to make a garland. I can't see it properly. I have this needle and thread. How can I put this thread through the hole of the needle? Who is going to help me now? Everybody is there near the Rath, and the time is already getting over. And she literally profusely started crying. And in that cry, she took that needle, she took that thread, said, Jagannath, if you want me to make a garland for you, please allow me. She just moved the thread, it went right through the needle, and the thread came out, she made a garland for Jagannath. And then she started crying, Baldev, will you allow me also? Jagannath agreed, you also please agree. She put the thread, right through it went, without a second attempt. Even we can't do it. It just went through. Subhadra, please, my mother, give me a chance to serve you. She went through it, just went through. And she pulled it, she made garlands, and then she was rolling on the floor in the temple, laughing, crying, shouting, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra. Bolo Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra. And all these foreign devotees, they came, Americans. And they saw this lady was like, she's a foreign lady by the way. She's a foreigner, she's a white body, American. She was rolling on the floor like a mad lady. Because she got an experience of Krishna. Krishna gave her that experience. It is impossible. And she was so much blind, in terms of without specs, she can't even walk properly. And these devotees came and she was rolling on, Mataji, kya hua? And she was not answering, she was just jumping and crying. And because that day she experienced God, she could see God. Does God exist? Yes. And they said, you made the garlands. And then they didn't realize that she was not having specs. They didn't realize this. She also did not tell. See, God conscious people don't make a propaganda going and telling people I saw God. There are so many people go and tell, నిన్న దేవుని చూసినా, దేవుడు మా ఇంటికి వచ్చిండు. They keep telling this popularity. She didn't tell anyone. She was just so happy. And that day she danced in front of Jagannath Rath like a mad woman. And nobody understood him. Mataji ko kya ho gaya ekdam se? What happened to her? And after the whole Rath Yatra got over, the whole temple party came back to the temple. They brought Jagannath, kept him on the altar, and then she saw her crying and crying. And then one person said, Mataji, did you forget your specs anywhere? On the Rath Yatra, did you forget anywhere? It's like, no. Today Krishna is seeing everything. I don't need to see anything. Krishna is seeing everything. And then she told a little glimpse that, I made garlands today. Krishna made the garland. I didn't make the garland today. Then they one devotee, how did you make the garland without specs? Did anybody help you? Did anybody? Then she was like, no, Krishna made the garland. Jagannath made the garland. It's a true story. Does God exist? With sincere devotees, He exists. Right? He gives us the vision. According to how we approach Him, He approaches us. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamiham. If you approach God with faith, you can experience God right now. Here, you can experience God. But if you go with doubt, He will not reveal Himself. Why Krishna is not coming here, by the way? Right now, why is Krishna not coming here? Krishna can come here. He is actually here, but we can't see Him. And He is not making Himself appearing, here. Why? Because we are not prepared for Him. Even if Krishna comes here, then you will tell Krishna. 11 o'clock, Krishna, I'll meet you tomorrow. I have an appointment at 11 o'clock. This is what we'll tell Krishna also. Right? How do the gopis talk about Krishna? They forget everything. They forget their life also. There is no life without Krishna. But we are not like that. We are busy with our appointments. We are busy with our schedules. We are busy with our priorities. That is the reason Krishna is not coming here. The day our priority becomes God, Krishna will enter our life. And you can see Krishna right here. Brothers and Matajis, when you see God, you see everything. Because there is nothing except God. When you see God, you see everything. Do you agree that? Is there anything apart from God? Everything is coming from God. When you see God, you see everything. How can you see anything except God after you see God? Once you've seen God, how can you see anything except God? We go to Tirumala Devasthanam. Hare darshan ho gaya. Venkateswara Swami, Govinda, Edukondavada, Venkatramana, Govinda, Govinda. Itta danam pettukuntam. Adi ayipone immediate tirigi. Bhimas Woodlands. Dosha kidhar khayenge? Bhimas mein khayenge, Woodlands khayenge. Did you see God? Because Prabhupada explains, Srila Prabhupada explains, darshan means, the word darshan means, once you've seen God, then you turn, you should only see darkness. You see Venkateswara Swami, and then you turn back, you should see only darkness. Nayanam galashrudharaya vadanam gadgadarudhaya gira. Pulakir vichitam vapukada tava nama grahane bhavishyati. Yugaitam nimishena chakshusha pravarshaitam shunyaitam jagat sarvam govindam virahename. Shunyaitam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, Shunyaitam jagat sarvam. The moment you see God, govindam virahename, without God, it should become shunya. You should not have any attraction on the flat. You should not have any attraction on the land. You should not have any attraction in your body once you see God. If you are still being attracted, means we never had darshan. दर्शन गाले इंका मन को पीपल टेल दर्शन हुआ ओए बहुत अच्छा हुआ एमएलए लेटर मेरे को वहाँ खड़ा किए पीपल टेल आई वेंट स्टूड इनसाइड नियर एकदम प्रॉक्सिमिटी आई सॉ वेंकटेश स्वामी 20 minutes nobody disturbed me. What did you see? What did you see? Did you see God? You didn't see God. You saw a rock. He didn't reveal. God did not reveal Himself to you. Right? The day Krishna reveals to you, like Ramanujacharya, the great statue of equality. Ramanujacharya, once there was Utsav Vigraha going on. in Sri Rangam. And there was Ramanujacharya looking at, Krishna. Ramanujacharya is pure devotee. He looks at Krishna everywhere. He is looking at Krishna. He's crying. He's so happy that Krishna has come out of the temple. And daily he comes, by the way. But for them, daily also is very special. He's looking at that Utsav Vigraha. It's coming out. And then he sees one fellow standing there. And he's looking at a beautiful girl. Like this. Right? One person is looking at a beautiful girl like this. There is a beautiful girl looking at Utsav Vigraha. This fellow is looking at that girl. And Ramanujacharya immediately looked at that person. He called his servant. I want to talk to him. And his servant is like, Guru Maharaj, he's a lusty fellow. He's looking. Woman, why do you care? He's like, no. He has attraction. Bring him here. He has attraction. Bring him here. They brought him here. Then Ramanujacharya told that person, Ranganath is going from there. What are you looking? I am looking at that girl, he told. I am looking at that girl. Then he said, what are you looking at that girl? That girl's eyes are the most beautiful. I have never seen anybody's eyes like that girl's eyes. Like that he told. Any other guru nowadays he would have shapinchavad. Shapam. Psh. No. Ramanujacharya understood that this person has attraction. He is attracted to beauty. He said, if I show you anything more beautiful than her eyes, what will you do? He told, if you show me anything more beautiful than her eyes, I'll surrender my life to that person. He told. And Ramanujacharya told, tomorrow morning, take bath and you come to the temple at 4 o'clock. Come and meet me. I'll be in the Garbhagudi. Tell them that I have called you. And that person said, okay, I'll do that. But nothing can be more beautiful than that girl's eyes. He said, don't argue now. Tomorrow morning you come. I will show you. So he came in the morning. He took bath and he came in the morning. And Ramanujacharya took him with his own hands with a lamp in front of Ranganath Swami. And he took that lamp to the eyes of Ranganath. And the person started crying profusely. Because Ranganath, on the order of his devotee Ramanujacharya, opened his eyes and he gave darshan. And that person became, you can't explain what he became. He forgot himself, forgot that he's alive. He immediately fell at the feet of Ramanuja and said, I have seen the most beautiful thing in the existence. Namah Pankaja Nabhaya, Namah Pankaja Maline, Namah Pankaja Netraya, Namaste Pankajangre. That person whose feet is like lotus, whose hands are like lotus, his eyes are like lotus, that is the lotus-eyed Shri Krishna. He looked at that and immediately. And what did Ramanujacharya do? He said, now I am going to give you service of serving Ranganath. And I'll also marry you to that girl that you are looking at. You both together serve Ranganath now. So he married that girl to that person. He spoke to her parent, got her married, and then they both became servants of Ranganath. Right? Brothers and Matajis, this subject of does God exist that we discussed today can be discussed for days and years and months. But ultimately, God will reveal himself only when we are sincere, when we are humble, when we are ready to reject what is not God, and we are ready to accept what is God. Right? What is not God, we should be ready to reject. And that strength also He'll only give, provided we beg for it. And never be scared of God. God never does bad to anyone. We are the people doing bad to ourselves. Right? So we'll stop it here. Next topic is very, very important topic in Science of Self-Realization. We are doing this course, as you know. First one was about happiness, and I only spoke about problems. And this topic was that does God exist? Of course He exists. Scientifically we've spoken. So many things. And many, many things we can talk. Does God exist? There is a design. Wherever there is a design, there is a designer. Wherever there is a creation, there is a creator. Wherever there is a control, there is a lawmaker. Right? There are so many laws that are operating us here. Law of motion, law of equilibrium, law of reaction, everything. Who is the lawmaker? There should be a lawmaker. Without that, how is this law in this nature? Right? So scientifically, you can give hundreds of examples. Does God exist? He exists. right? And when you have faith, you can hear stories like this. You can hear stories like this, where God exists even now in 20th century, in 2022, March 20th also God is here. Provided you have faith, provided you have prayerful heart, right? So if I spoke anything harshly, I know I discussed some very sensitive topics. I'm not against anybody's faith, but my humble request is don't make anybody as God. There is somebody called God and he has a consort. Radharani is the consort of Krishna. Narayan's consort is Lakshmi Devi. Lord Shiva's consort is Parvati. Don't make them somebody else's wives. Right? If somebody knocks on your door and your wife opens the door and that fellow says, I am your husband, what will your wife do? Ek kinch ke lapa marigi. I know who my husband is. Isn't it? In the same way, if somebody is declaring somebody who is not as God, what will Mother Durga do? Don't take panga with Durga. Hai ki nahi? Yeah. So my humble request is, let's give away unnecessary faiths. Let's accept the real God and let's serve Him. Just like this little woman who was making garlands served God. Right? And how can you see God? You and me cannot see God. But Acharya can show you God. Guru can show you God. We cannot see God. We should have a bona fide Guru in our life who will show you God, who will give access to God. And the cataracts of our eyes will be gone. Right now we are not able to see God because we have cataracts. Right? Cheto darpanam arjanam bhava mahadvavagni nirvapanam shreya kairiva chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jeevanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamrita swadanam sarvatma sthapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. When you sing the Sankirtana, with that Sankirtana, the cataracts of eyes will be removed. Chakshusha pravarshayitam. Chakshusha means vision. And the vision will be cleared. And you can see doodh ka doodh, pani ka pani. Hai ki nahi? Now we'll do a small kirtan, but I want you to enthusiastically sing the kirtan, not murmur little. Hai na? If you murmur little now, in next life you'll take birth in Middle East, where you cannot chant even if you want to. They'll put you behind, okay? Chalo, everybody. Don't sing with me, after me, and please honor prasadam. Please don't leave without honoring prasadam. There is a lot of nice prasadam for all of you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jai Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jai Jai Gurudev, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol. गौर हरि बोल। नमस्ते नरसिंहाय, प्रहलाद लाद दायिने, हिरण्यकशिपोर्वक्षः, शीलतङ्कानकालाये, इतो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो, यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहो, बहिर्नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो, नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये, तब कर कमलवरे नाकम्, अद्भुत श्रृंगां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गां, केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, तब कर कमलवरे नाका, अद्भुत श्रृंगार दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु धनुभृङ्गा, केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव, जय नरसिंहदेव, जयो लक्ष्मी नरसिंह, जयो लक्ष्मी नरसिंह, लक्ष्मी नरसिंह, जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह, जय नरहरि, जय नरहरि, जय नरहरि, जय नरहरि, जय प्रहलाद महाराज, जय प्रहलाद महाराज, जय प्रहलाद महाराज, जय प्रहलाद महाराज, जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद, जय जय प्रभुपाद, जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव गुरुदेव, जय जय गुरुदेव, नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल, नित्य गौर हरि बोल, भक्त विघ्नाश नरसिंह देव भगवान की, श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह स्वामी भगवान की, प्रहलाद महाराज की, ऐसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की, ऑल असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज की, हनुमान जी की, संकट हरण हनुमान जी की, निताई गौर हरि प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल, हरे कृष्ण। महाप्रसादे गोविंदे, नाम ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे, स्वल्प पुण्यवृतन राजन, विश्वासो नैव जायते, शारीरा विद्याजाल, जेडेन्द्रिय त्राहे काल, जीवे फैले विषय सागरे, तारा मध्य जुव्याति लोभमाय सुदुर्मति ताके जिट कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बड़दाय माय कोरी वारे जीव जाए सोह प्रसाद न दिलो भाई श्रेयन्नामृत पाओ श्री राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमेडा को चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गौर निताय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मई हनुमान जी प्रसादम की हरि बोल. What is the meaning of this prayer? I will not give a big lecture. Simple, I will tell the meaning. We are all very attached to our tongue. Jivha antam kada, tongue. We are very attached to this. To speak, to eat, we are very attached. We have to control this. You know, how can you control the tongue? By eating prasadam. Right? When you eat prasad, all your desires will be controlled. You will stop eating outside food. You will only eat starting prasad. More and more prasad. Right? So we should all eat prasadam. That is our prayer. Hey Krishna, please give us your prasadam so we can control our urge to eat. Right? And urge to speak. That is the meaning of this long prayer. But there is much more also. We will discuss some other time. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for coming. My humble request is come a little early, so that we can start on time. And today we had some transcendental problems here, including, I don't know what's happening there. So next time we'll have a better projector situation maybe. We'll fix it. Hare Krishna. Thank you for coming. Hare Krishna. Hare. If I spoke anything wrong, please forgive me. And keep forgiving me every week. Thank you, Mother.
How do I stop recording?
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yogesh Prabhu. Hare Krishna. And Hare Krishna, by the way, today's prasadam is sponsored by a wonderful devotee. Keep this. And please pray for her. Let us pray for the devotee who is sponsored. She didn't want her name to be revealed, but we'll pray for her. Krishna knows who her is. So let's pray with loud Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Keep the money with you. We'll see later.
Actually, I have some more money from Bhagavad Gita.
From behind. Just press that button.
This one?
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Keep the money with you. We'll see later.
Actually, I have some more money from Bhagavad Gita.
From behind. Just press that button.
This one?
Yeah.